Hello, my name is Ami. Thank you for joining Patami Crochet and Designs. Today I'm going to be going over how to make the Mario hat. Now I made the Luigi one yesterday, so this is what it's going to look like, except it's going to be red and it's going to have an M at the front there. We're going to be going over the pattern. However, I'm not going to be teaching you how to read the pattern. I'm just going to be reading it for you. If you know how to read the pattern, awesome. If not, just follow the stitching. If you like what you see, subscribe to the channel and like the video. Also, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please put them in the comment section and I'll reply to you, okay? Thank you. Alright guys, so we're going to start on this Mario hat. You're going to need your red thread. You can do any type of red that you like, but try to stick close to like a bright red for Mario. You're going to need your hook. The hook size, not usually, all the time, it's right there for you. So for this project, we're going to use a size H hook, and it's on the actual thing right there. Alright, so we're going to do that. We're going to need our sewing needle. You're going to need a sewing needle for this, and scissors, and also white yarn. Alright, but we're going to use those a little bit later, so we'll push all that away, and we'll start with our hook and our yarn. Alright. Like I said earlier in the intro, I'm not going to be teaching you how to read the pattern. I'm just going to be reading the pattern as we go. So just follow along, okay? Alright, so we need to make a loop. I don't know if you know how to do that. If you do, great. If you don't, just follow me. So you're gonna put the yarn around your finger twice. So there's two, right? Like so. You're going to take this yarn, the one furthest from the tip of your finger, over over that yarn, right? Then you're going to take that yarn over your finger, and then when you pull the little tail here, you got your little loop. And you can make that smaller, adjust it how you want, and put your hook in there. Alright, so the first set of instructions is to chain 2, CH2, chain 2. So you're going to yarn over, pull through, that's one chain, yarn over, pull through, that's 2 chains. So there it is. That's our first step. All right, next step. Let's see here. It's going to be row 1. You're going to do 6 single crochet in that first stitch. All right. So what that means is you're going to go into this first loop right here. This one right here. You're going to go in here and you're going to do 6 single crochet. So this is going to be 1 in that same space right there. Do it again. 2, all right, in that same space. 3, and it's going to kind of take you in a round. 4, do it again. 5, and 1 more, and just the tail, just move the tail out the way while you're doing that. 6. So you should have 6 single crochets. All right. Now, for this pattern, they don't actually slip stitch. They just kind of go and they continue to go in the round. And I forgot to mention that I have this little piece of yarn here. This is going to be used to separate the rounds. All right, so you want a little piece of yarn. I picked white and puffy so it's easy to see. It's the contrast with the color, so you'll be able to see it better in the video. But you can pick whatever yarn you want. There's no wrong answer to that. All right, so now, where were we? So we just did 6 single crochets. So now we're going to do 2, for row 2, we're going to do 2 single crochets in each single crochet. And that's going to give us 12 stitches at the end. So let's try that out. We're going to go into that first one. This is right here. Ooh, excuse me. I had to sneeze. Okay. All right, so we're going to go in here. All right, and we're going to put 2 single crochet in that one spot. So we're going to go back in here again, and that's 2. All right, and then go to the next spot, and we're going to put 2 in there. So 1, 2. That's going to give us 4 stitches altogether. We go to the next one, same thing. 2 single crochet. So 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, it's 8, 1, 2 is 10, and then the last one here, 1, 2, and that concludes row 2. So now you should have 12 stitches in a round. All right, so now we're going to do row 3. So row 3 says, sorry, let me center that for you. Row 3 says 2 single crochets into the first single crochet, and then 1 single crochet in the next single crochet. So it's going to be 2, 1, 2, 1, and repeat. All right, because that's what these asterisks means. Is if you see the stars, that means you repeat what's in between those stars until you get to the end, and we should have 18 stitches at the end. So let's try it. So you got your little circle here. All right, so in the first one, we're going to put 2 single crochets in there. So go in here. That's 1, 2 in that first one, and then in the next one, just 1. So that's 3 stitches. The next one we do 2, 1, 2, and then the next one we do 1 single crochet. That's 6 stitches. Next 1, 2, and then we do 1 in the next one. And that's 9 stitches all together, and then 1, 2, and the next one we do 1, and we have 12 stitches, and then 1, 2, and then 1, 15 stitches, and this is the last set here, 1, 2, and then that last one there, 1, 18 stitches. So now we have row 3 done. Okay, now let's go to the next row real quick. It's gonna be row 4. It says 2 single crochet in the next single crochet, and then 1 single crochet in the next 2 single crochet. So you do 1 and then you do 1 again. So we're counting in 4s now, and we're gonna have 24 stitches when we're done with that row. So I'm sorry, my voice is going away. All right, so the next stitch here, we're gonna put 2 single crochets in here, 1, 2, and then the next one we do a single, 1 single crochet, and then go to the next one and do it again, 1 single crochet, and that should give you 4. Okay, then we do it again, so 2 in that next one, 1, 2, and then we do a single, 1, and then another 1 single, the next one, and that should give us 8 stitches. All right, so we're going to continue that till we get to 24. 1, 2 in that first stitch, and then next 1 each, 1 in here, and then 1 in the next one. That gives us 12. Do it again, 1, 2 in that first there, and then next single and single. All right, 16 stitches. Okay, 1, 2 in that space, and then 1 each, 1 here, 1 in the next one. That's 20 stitches all together, and we have 1 last set to go. So we do 1 in here and 2 in the same spot, and then you go to the next one and do a single crochet, go to the next one, do a single crochet, and that's 24. So that's round 4. All right, we'll do one more round. Let's see. Not one more round, like that's all we have to do, but you get what I mean. All right, next round is round number 5. We do 2 single crochet in this first stitch, and then we do 1 in the next 3. So we're counting in 5s now. We should have 30 stitches at the end of that round. So let's try it. So we're going to put 2 in this first one, 1, 2, and then 3 in a row. So 1, go to the next one, do another 1, go to the next one, do another 1, and that's 5 stitches for that right there. And we're going to 3. Okay, so round 6, we're going to do 2 single crochet in that first stitch, then 1 single crochet for the next 4 single crochets. All right, so we should get 36 stitches all together. All right, so, and at this point, if it helps, I would start using the little yarn. You're going to put that right in here, in between here, before you start your stitching, okay? And so it'll mark it for you. So you go into the first thing there, and you're going to do 2 single crochets. 2 single crochet in that spot. Then you're going to do 4 singles. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you see how I just kept going there? So 4 singles, 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. Four bringing us back to that stitch marker here. All right, so now that's row 6. Row 6 is done. So now we're at row 7. Row 7 is 2 single crochet in the first single crochet, and then 5 consecutive single crochets. And around we should have 42 stitches around. All right, so we're going to move our marker. I'm going to put it up here, and we're going to do the same thing we just did, except we're going to do 5 in a row instead of 4. So we're going to put the 2 single crochet in that first single crochet right there. All right, and then 5 in a row. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 in that next one there. 1, 2, and then 4 and 5, and that concludes round 7. So the pattern is free online, by the way, and I'll probably have the link on there for you to go ahead and print that out. But it says make or continue in this pattern until 19. The thing is, it doesn't write it out for you here, and I'm a visual person, so I'm gonna need to see it. So I printed it out. Actually did it, and I wrote it out. So we're going to continue this pattern as we go, okay? All right. So we're going to continue with row 8, 2 single crochet in the first, and then 1 single crochet in the next 6. So we're going to go ahead and continue this pattern. All right, so we're going to take our marker here, put it up here. And there's some plastic ones that they sell as well. I just like to use yarn just because that's me. But you're more than welcome to use whatever works for you. All right, so we're going to go 2 in the first here. And then we're going to do 6. So 1, 2, ooh, if I can get my life together. 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. And then let's do it again. Awesome. So now we're going to move our marker up. Same thing, we're just going to do 7 stitches instead of 6. It's row 9 now. Row 9, 2 single crochets in the first, and then 7 consecutive stitches, single crochets. We have 54 stitches. Alrighty, so let's get it done. So we got 2 here in the first one. All right, so that row is complete. So then we go to the next one. All right, so we are at round 10. 2 single crochets in the first stitch and then 8 in a row, so we should have 60 at the end of that round. Okay, all right, so let's move our marker here up here. Move this guy out the way. All right, 2 single crochets in that first space right there, 1, 2, and then we're doing 8 in a row. So here we go, 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's do it again. So 2 single crochets in that first spot right there, right, and then we do 8 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right, so I will meet you on the other side. Okay, so we're at round 10. So we're going to do 2 single crochet in the first stitch and then 1 single crochet in the next 8 single stitches, giving us 60 stitches altogether. All right, so let's get our little round thingy here. We're going to put our marker right there in between. All right, sometimes it can be a little difficult getting around there, but you want to hold it down. All right, so you go in that next stitch. We're going to do 2 single crochets in here. 1, 2. All right, and then we're doing 8
single crochet. So 1.
9. Awesome. So we got that done. All right, so now we're doing round 12. 2 single crochets in the first stitch and 10 single crochets in a row, giving us 72 stitches. Okay? All right, so let's move this up here. Okay, we do 2 single crochets in that first stitch. 1,
2,
Awesome. So now that we're here, we're gonna go. All right, row 14, 2 single crochets in the first stitch and then 12 consecutive single stitches across. So that's 84 stitches. All right, ready, set, go. Okay, so we're gonna move our marker up, and I'll do the first 2 with you like I've been doing, and then we'll just meet at the end here. All right, so we're gonna do 2 single crochets in that first spot, 1, 2, and then we're gonna go 12 next one says we have to do 2 single crochets in the first, like we've been doing, and then 13 across, giving us 90 stitches in round. All right, that is row 15. So move our marker, place it up top. Let's do this. So we got 2 in that first one there. 1, 2, right? See that 1, 2, and then we're gonna go 13 stitches across. All right, and that concludes our 15th row. Now we are going to do row 16, 2 double crochets, Lord Jesus, 2 single crochets in the first stitch, and then 14 single crochets across, giving us 96 stitches. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna put our marker there. This helps us out a lot. Okay, and then we're going to put 2 single crochets in the next one. So 1, 2, and then we're going to go 13 across. All right. Awesome. So we got that done. Now we're going to do row 17. Yep. So 2 single crochets in the first, and then 15 single crochets across, giving us 104 stitches all together. All right. So let's move our marker up top. Dum dum. Yep, that was my marker moving music. All right. So now we're going to do 2 single crochets in that first space right there. That first stitch. And then we're going to go 15 across. All right, here we go. Okay, and now we're just going to continue this pattern all the way around till we get to this other side here. You see how big it's becoming. If you feel like you're making this for a smaller child, then you might want to stop at maybe row 15. This is a good place to stop actually, for a smaller child. And if it's a older child or an adult, you will follow the pattern all the way to row 19. Okay. All right, so we're at this last stretch here, and I'm going to stop at row 15 just because I am making a little kid's hat, a Mario hat. It's not for a big kid or an adult, so I'm going to stop at 15. But if you wanted to continue, like I said, this pattern is online, and I can have I can put the link down there so you can go ahead and get it. Just you might have to write it out because I had to write this part out for this pattern, but let's just finish this up real quick here. So 2 in the next 2 right here, 2 single crochet. Sorry, I'm like having a brain fart right now. Okay, so 2 there, and then we're gonna go across 15.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
All right, so this is where my pattern for this portion of the hat will end for me. Let me pull this up a little bit so you can see how big it is. I don't know if that helps any, but it's pretty good size here at the top. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up where we left off here. Instead of going to 19, we went to 15, and then we're going to work even. So what that means in crochet terms or language is that you're going to go around as if nothing changed. You're going to do a single crochet in each and every spot. You're not going to have any gains or decreases. Okay, so you're just going in around. All right, since we're doing this working even, and this between rows 20 and 23, in our case it's 3 rows, so it's going to be 16, 17, and 18 is the rows that are going to be worked even. Okay, again, in crochet terms, that just means we're working like if nothing's changed. You're just working the stitch that's there. Now the reason why I'm still using this stitch marker is because we still need to keep track of where this round begins and ends so that we know when to make changes. Okay, so we're going to put the stitch marker there, and we're just going to go single crochet all the way around. this round, and I think earlier I misquoted and said this was 16. No, we ended here on row 17. So that first round we went was 18. This would be 19, right? So we pull this marker out, and we're gonna go around one more time, and that should be row 20. All right. So just single crochet all the way around until we get back, and that's row 20. All right, so now we are at the end of 20, round 20. Okay, now mind you, our pattern changed just a little bit just because I'm making this a little bit smaller than the normal pattern here. So we would have ended at 23, but since I decided to take 3 rounds out of the big portion of the hat, we ended at 20, right? But we're still here. So now the next stitching would be round 24 is what we're looking at doing. All right. Okay, so we're doing a decrease here for row 24. That would be our 21. Instead of 17, because we ended on 15 stitches in round 17, we're gonna decrease 15. So it's gonna be a decrease, and I'll show you how to do that, and then 15 single stitches around, and you continue that pattern until you get to the end. Okay. All right, so let's see. We're going to move our marker here. Now to do a decrease, you have to put your hook in the first set of single crochet here. Oh, I'm sorry, can't even see it. The hook in the first set right here. You're gonna pull through. Then you're gonna go to the next single crochet and go pull through there as well. So then you should have 3 hooks or 3 yarns on your hook, right? You're gonna yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. That is a decrease. That made those 2 single stitches into 1 stitch. You just made that smaller. So that's what that decrease is. Now we're gonna do a single crochet across for 15 of them. So this is where the hat is gonna start to like ball down into the little shape that it's gonna turn into be. So here we go. So we're gonna go 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, and let me show you how to do that again. So basically, you're going to put your hook in that single crochet, top 2 loops there. You're going to pull through there, right? So you have the yarn on your hook. Then you're going to go into the next space. Do the same thing. Pull the yarn through. You should have 3 yarns on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3, There's your decrease. All right, now we're going to go 15 again. So 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, and then I'll show you one more time, okay? All right, so we're gonna put yarn through, pull the yarn through that single crochet, go to the next stitch and pull the yarn through. You should have 3 yarns on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. All right, and then 15. All right, so 15. So we should have ended 15 stitches exactly where the marker was, because that's how much we went out for. So it should calculate correctly. Now we're going to move our stitch down, or I'm sorry, our marker here to the next, and we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to do a decrease and then 14 stitches instead of 15. And so we're doing the opposite of what we did here on the way back down to make the hat round on the side and to come down. Alrighty, so sorry, I kind of took a break here, but I'm back. So I actually wrote it out because I'm sure this is confusing now that we're changing the rounds and the numbers. So I kind of wrote it out. We did the evens that were 18, 19, 20, and we just did the decrease with the 15 stitches for 21. So now we're doing 22, we're doing a decrease, 14 stitches, okay? So we're gonna move our marker here. All right, and then we're gonna do a decrease. So we wanna go into that first single crochet, pull through, into the next one, pull through, yarn over, pull through all. So there's our decrease, and now we want to do 14 single crochet. So 1, 2, right, we're here at 14. Awesome. Now we're at 23. So we're gonna do a decrease, a single crochet decrease, and 13 stitches, and continue that. So let's move our stitch marker up here, and we're gonna do our decrease. So we're gonna put in here, pull through there, go to that next one, pull through here, and then yarn over and pull through all of those. Here's our decrease. Now we're doing 13 single crochets.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then here we'll do our decrease again. So we'll pull through here, pull through the next one, yarn over, pull through all 3, and 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
13. Okay, now I'm gonna meet you guys back when we get all the way around back to our stitch marker, okay? Alright, so we're at the end here. Okay. Alright, so this is we're done with that round. That was 23. Now we're doing 24. Now mind you, we did modify this, so it's going to be a little bit smaller than the original pattern. 24, single crochet decrease, and then at 12 stitches. So here we go. Oh, there goes my pen. Bye, pen. Alright, so decrease. We go in here, go into the next one, yarn over, pull through all 3. There's our decrease. Now let's go 12 stitches.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
11, 12. All right, a decrease again. So pull through there, yarn over through all 3, and then
12.
So we're at the end of that round. All right, and then now we're going to go to the next one. It's 25, round 25, so decrease, and then 11 stitches. And I'm sure you're getting the pattern now. This is consecutive. It just goes up or goes down. So remove our stitch marker, if I can get my life together, and then we're going to decrease here, decrease, and then 11 stitches.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, decrease again. And 11. 1, 2, 3.
Uh-oh. Sometimes this will happen, and that's okay. Ta-da! Okay. So where were we? Decrease here. 1, 2, 3. This is
4.
Alrighty, so now we're gonna go to the next, and I don't know if you can see this. I'm probably gonna have to move the camera further apart, but now your hat should start curving inward like so. Like it should start getting that shape. If it's not, then something's wrong. Stitching's off. But if you're following the pattern, it should be curving like inwards. See how it looks fluffy? Okay, so yeah, we were talking about this. I just adjusted the camera to go a little bit further up so we can see how this hat is starting to shape. All right, so now we're gonna go to the next row. The next one is, and I rewrote it so it's a little bit prettier now. So now we're on 26. So we're gonna do a decrease and then 10 stitches and continue until we get to the end. So let's move our marker here to the top one. We're gonna do our decrease. All right, and then now if you I don't know if you can tell or if you can see on your own, but your decreases are in the same spot. They're decreasing in the same spot. All right, and now we're gonna do 10 single crochet.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and then another decrease right here in the same spot. And 10 single crochets. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9, 10, and a decrease, and I'll meet you guys at the on the other side there. We do our next round. Doing round 27, same thing, we're doing the decrease and then 9 stitches. All right, so we move our marker up, we do our decrease. Okay, there we go. Decrease right here, and then 9.
1,
right, so we're at the end of 27, round 27. Okay, so that was that round. Now here's the easy part. So the next 3 rows, 30, 31, 32, they're all work even, not just the front loop this time. We could just do the regular one, but you can see where there's like a little, it's like a differentiation inside. You can tell where it's supposed to be turned out right here. All right, well, now we're going to do 30, and we're just working the loops that we have, the stitches that we have. All righty. Okay, so I don't think there's a need for me to kind of show you this because it's just single crochet all the way around. So I'm gonna meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so that was row 31. Now row 32, same exact thing. We're just going to move our stitch marker up and go single crochet all the way around. Okay, last stitch here. There we go. So we did that. Now that is the part of the hat that the child's head is gonna be in. Okay. All right. Awesome. So now let's go to the next row. Okay. So now that we did our round here, we're gonna go to the part where we start the lid of the hat. All right. That is gonna be right here. We're gonna slip stitch in the next 6 single crochet spaces. So let's move our marker out of the way. All right, and we're not going to really need that anymore because we're not working in rounds anymore. So to slip stitch, you just go through that next space there. You're going to pull the yarn through that one and your yarn on the hook. We're going to do that again, and we got to do that 6 times. So that's 1, go through there, pull the yarn through, and 1 on the hook. 2, this is 3, do it again, pull through there and the yarn on hook. 4, 5, and 6. Awesome. So now that we got that done, then it says that we need to do a single crochet in the front loop only for the next 22 stitches, 22 single crochets. So we're going to just do the front loop only like we did before. So just the front loop.
This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, 122 6, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, if I can get in there, and 22.
All right, so we got that. We did 22, right, single crochets. Now, the next one says that we need to chain one and then turn it and work single crochets the next 21 stitches. So we're going to turn this. I like to turn my project over and then chain one. It just makes me feel better, but you're more than welcome to chain one first and then turn. So you chain one and then you just do 21 single crochets. You go into that first, this one. So the first one wouldn't be this one because this is where you came from, so it will be that next space right here. So that's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, and you don't work the front of this. This is you working the whole thing, okay? And I lost count talking, so let's see. 1, where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Did I count that right? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, so I miscounted the first time. So that's
21. And then it says that we need to chain one, turn, and do that again. So we're repeating that again, the same thing. So we're going to, it says to go ahead and chain one and then turn, but again, I like to turn mine first. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so then that counts as the first, so we go to the next one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm going to do that first chain one, count it as 1.
So there you go, 21. Okay, so it says we did that right there. So we're going to chain one and then we're going to do a decrease, a single crochet decrease. We're going to do single crochet across, all the way across, and then at the end we do another decrease. So we're decreasing in the beginning and in the end. All right, so let's chain our one, chain one. All right, turn. We're going to put it in that first right there, and then the next one, and then we do our decrease right there. Okay, there's our decrease, and then we're just going to go single crochet across, all the way across till we get to the last two. Okay, and we're coming up to it, so we have, there's this weird looking one at the end, and then because it was a chain one, and then there's that one. So I have one more actually. Yep. And then so we're gonna, that is a weird looking stitch. Gonna go into this stitch and that last weird looking stitch right there, that chain one, and then we're gonna decrease here. All right, now it says that we have to do that again, so we're gonna repeat that. So we're gonna chain one, turn. We're going to do a decrease in that first one and the second one. So we did a decrease right there. And then we're going to single crochet across.
Mind you, you're working the lid of the hat right now, okay? So we're almost done with the actual hat itself, which is awesome. Glad we're getting to the end here.
Okay. So then we have the last two here. We're going to decrease this, decrease, and I believe we have to do that one more time before we can fasten off. So we're going to chain one again, turn, and decrease one more time. Decrease here. All right, and then go single crochet all the way across here.
Now, I discovered that the lid size doesn't change too much, no matter how big the hat actually is. It might change a little bit if you're doing like a baby hat or something like that, but even for a small child, the lid size itself does not change from the original pattern.
Okay, here we go, our last two. So we're going to single crochet here. Single crochet decrease right here. Decrease. All right, and now it says finish off. So basically we're going to pull our yarn a little bit, so we got a little bit of space here, because we're going to have to weave that in. Get your handy dandy scissors, cut that off, pull through for now. And this is your hat. The hat portion of the Mario hat is done. You have the lid of the hat, the little part where the head goes, where we made that turn, and the top part here. All right, and we'll weave this. That's not even, that's just actual yarns. You go away. Okay, so we're gonna weave that tail in a little bit, but let's make the little white part of the Mario hat and the actual letter for the letter M for Mario. Okay. All right, we did the hat. The hat's done. Yay. Okay, so now let's get our white yarn, and we're going to make the little white portion that goes on the hat. All right, so let's see. We're gonna make our not slip stitch, I'm sorry. We're gonna make our loop, our little loop in the beginning. So like I said earlier, you'll push it over the first yarn here, closest to the tip of your finger. Take this one, go all the way off your finger. There's other ways to do this. Other people do it different ways, and find the way that you like and stick with it. It just so happen to be the one I like the best. Okay, so we're gonna chain 2 as the pattern says, chain 2. So 1, 2. This is actually the same exact beginning as the hat. So once we chain 2, we're gonna do a single crochet, 6 single crochets in that first chain. So we're gonna go back into this part right here. We're gonna single crochet in here. So it's really hard when they're small like this, but we'll get it together. I gotta get it together. Okay, so 1 single crochet, ha ha. 2 single crochet, ha ha. 3, okay, I'll stop. It's the count. I'm giving away my age because I used to watch Sesame Street as a kid. Okay, so 3, 4, and then 5, and 1 more single crochet here, 6. Awesome sauce. Now it says to do 2 single crochets in the round. So like we did before, we're going to put 2 and just move the tail out of the way. We can always tuck that in later. So we're going to go into that first single crochet. We're going to put 2 single crochets in there. So that's 1, 2, and then the next one we do another 2. So 1, 2, and that's 4 stitches all together. And 2 in the next one. It's going to give us 6 stitches all together. 2 in the next one gives us 8. 2 in the next one gives us 10, and we got 2 more. So we do 2 more. 1, 2. Awesome. Okay, all right. Now, then it says to do 2 single crochet in the first single crochet and then 1 in the next. So we're counting in 3s now. All right, so we're gonna go 1, 2 in that first single crochet, and then 1. So that's 3 stitches all together. 2 in the next one again, and then 1. So that's gonna be 6 single crochets. 2 in the next one, and then 1. It's gonna be 9. 2 single crochets, and then 1. That makes that 12. And I believe we're going to, what is it? What are we going to? 18? Okay, so we're at 12, so we need to do 2 in the next one. And then 1, what is that, 15, and so this will be the last series. So 2 in the next one, and 1. That brings us to 18. Yeah. Now, we'll do the next one is 2 single crochets in that first single crochet, and then 1 single crochet in the next 2 single crochets. So now we're counting in 4, and we should have 24 stitches all together. So we're going to put 2 in that first one, 1, 2, and then 1 the next one, and 1 in the next one. So that should be 4 stitches that row. We do it again.
1, 2, Then we do 1 in the next one, 1 in the next one, that's 8 stitches altogether. 1, 2, 1 in the next one, and 1 in the next one, that's 12 stitches altogether. 1, 2, 1 in the next one, and 1 in the next one, that gives us 26 stitches. We'll go 2 in the next single crochet, 1, and 1, that gives us 20, and then this should be our last repeat here. 1, 2, and then 1 in the next one, and 1 in the next one, that gives us
24 stitches. All right, got 24. Now, we're doing 2 single crochets in the next, and then 3 consecutive single crochets. So we're doing 1, 1, 1, so 3. So we're counting in 5s now. So we should be getting up to 30 stitches in round. So
this is 1, 2 in our first space, and then 3 in a row. 1, 2, 3. That's 5. Then 1, 2 in our second space. I'm sorry, in our next space there. So there's 2 in there. And then 1, 2, 3, and that's 10 stitches all together for that round. Then we do 2 again in that same stitch, and then we do 3 consecutive. 1, 2, 3. That's 15 stitches. 1, 2 in that same single crochet. And 1, 2, 3. We're at 20 all together. 1, 2 in that single crochet. 1, 2, 3. That's 25. And so this is the last part of that series. 1, 2, and then let's do 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. So that's that. Now,
so we should have 30 stitches there. Now I want to just compare to the hat. We can go maybe 2 more rounds before we attach this to the hat. So let's do that. Let's do 2 more rounds. Okay, so now our pattern says to do 2 single crochets in that first stitch, and then we do 4. Okay, so that should give us 36 stitches altogether. So let's go. So we go 1, 2 in that first single crochet there, and then 4 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now at any point, if you feel overwhelmed with not counting these stitches as you go, you can always use your little slip, I'm sorry, I keep saying slip stitch. You can always use your stitch marker to help you. Okay, so that was 6 right there, 6 stitches in that round. I put 2 in that next one. The end of this white part. So we're going to pull our yarn here, get our handy dandy scissors, cut that off, pull it through. We're going to weave this in. Actually, I should have made this longer, but if you have a chance, if you didn't cut yours yet, pull it a little bit longer because we can use this to actually sew into the hat. Okay, I'm going to tie this off here, and I'll probably use different yarn to sew it in. But if you have a long tail, great. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to make the M. So now we need our red yarn again. We're going to make our loop here. Okay, alrighty. So we make our little thingy here. Now, this one should be pretty simple. We're going to chain 20. We're going to chain 20 to make our M. So, let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
20. So now we chain 20. We have our chain 20. The next portion of that says we're going to 1 single crochet in the first 5 single crochet or stitches, really, because this is a chain. So we're gonna do 5. So 5, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3, 4, and 5. So we did our 5. All right, and then it says we're going to do 4 single crochet in the next single crochet. So we're putting 4 in that same one. So this next one here, we're going to put 4. So 1, go into that same space, do it again, 2, same space, 3, same space, 4. So it should look like a clump right here. Yep, 4 right there. Okay, so then it says we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 2 single, in the next, I don't know why it says single crochet, but you get it, in the chain. So we are going to go into the next one, 1, oh, and then the next one, 2, because we just need to do 2. All right, now that we did 2, it says we need to do a decrease, 3. Oh, wow. Okay, so we're going to do 3. And what that means is that we're going to go into 3 separate chains. So we're going to go into the first one here, 1. You're going to go into the next chain there, 2. And then you're going to go into that next one, 3. So you should have 4 yarns over your hook right here. All right, because we're going into 3. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 or 4 of those. All right, so that's what that should be. And then I should probably open this up so we can see all of the instructions. Okay, then we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 2 spaces. So we're going to do 1 single crochet here, another single crochet in the next one, because it says to do 2 in the next space. All right, and then it says that we need to do 4 single crochets in the next space. So we're doing the same exact thing as we did before. We're doing 4 single crochets in that next space. So 1, go into that same spot, 2, same spot, 3, and same spot, 4. Alrighty, and I think we're starting to see this actual M come to play here. Okay, then it says we have to do 1 single crochet in the final 5. All right, so we want to do, should be 5 left on here. So 1, see if I did this right, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you have any chains left over, that means you actually made too many chains and you had more than 20. But this is the M now that we have. And before you fasten off, make a huge long tail for this guy. So just pull your yarn and then we'll cut off here with that long tail. Alrighty. Next, we will be sewing them together. Started from where I'm at right now. So I'm sewing this actually onto the hat. The reason why you're missing some footage here is because my phone was acting up and it, for some reason, didn't want to record the rest. So basically, I'll show you. You want to center this piece on your hat and you want to go into one of the stitches. Now you want to go through the yarn, but you don't want to go all the way through the hat, if that makes sense. So in between the stitch, or in between the stitches where you want the needle to come out, and then through your little M here again. So that's how you want it, so that way it doesn't show in the back of your hat, if you know what I'm saying here. Now if you don't care, then you know, then, you know, do however you like. You can do it just like you did the M and go all the way through the actual work. However, if you don't like to see that, like I don't like to see that personally, I go in between each stitch here. And I'm sorry I didn't start this from where I started to put this on here. The reason why is I'm using my phone to record and it's just acting wonky today. It doesn't want to cooperate with me. So I'm trying to get as much as I can on this video before it decides to shut off on me. So we're going to go all the way to the end here, and I'll show you how to fasten this off once we get to the end. There we go. I'm trying to hurry up. Okay, now we want the two of these, the end yarn, these two, to be on the other side of the hat. So we're going to push this all the way to the other side of the hat. Let's see, to this side of the hat. I'll pull that through, and I will also do the same for the other one. We'll take this little string here, put it in our needle, and push it through the other side of the hat. So push that through there so that it doesn't show in the front of the hat, right? Now that we have it back here, we're going to tie this off. Make sure it's pretty secure. That is the one thing that will show the back of your hat. However, we're going to tuck this in between the little logo on the hat. So we're going to take both of these strings, and I'm going to cut the string a little bit because it's too long. We're going to put this through here, and we're going to put this guy in between the stitches on this side, and then we'll go back the other way through the stitches, and then back the other way again, so it doesn't come loose. It's less likely to come loose. And then pull a little, cut that off. Bam, gone, disappear, adios. Okay, now same thing with this little guy. You're gonna put this through here, and this guy's a little bit shorter, so it might be a little bit harder, so we'll make this a little short steps. See if I can go in here. And I only did it twice because it's smaller, but we'll pull a little bit, and then we'll just cut this guy off. All right, we'll pull our, oh my goodness, oh Jesus. All right, and that is our end product here. We're gonna just take this guy, tie this off, and do the same thing. I forgot about you and the other stragglers. Okay, so we're gonna take this and do the same thing. Basically just kind of blend it into the hat, you know, so people can't see where this little tail is. And you'll go one way, go back the other, and go the other way again, just to make sure it doesn't want to pop up on you. All right, and then cut that off. Whoop. Cut this guy off, and we have our hat, our Mario hat. It's a very cute little size, good size for a little kid. So let me take this camera off so you can see better. Yeah, and that's it, guys. Thank you for joining Patami Crochet and Design video. And if you have any questions, comments, or just anything, just make sure you write it down at the bottom and I'll get back to you, okay? Have a blessed day.